Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Adelaide Strikers season. Now quickly before I want to get into it, grand final of course in roughly around a week in a bit's time. So yeah, I'll be reviewing the grand final and otherwise no other BBL videos. I don't think. Maybe my tipping comp. I didn't really mention that at the start of the season. I didn't really make any videos about the got tipping comp. So yeah, you join that if you want. Yeah, it's nearly over now, and I haven't really looked at the placings, but yeah, I'll announce the winners in another video. But yeah, I'll be reviewing our games for the tournament. Obviously we played the 14 and missed out in the finals. But we had a pretty decent tournament. I want to say. Obviously it looked good early on, and then we had a few off games, and then we got a bit of form back, and then we had a horrible end to the season. But yeah, we'll get straight into it. First game was against the Sydney Sixers. First game of the tournament. Well, it was actually the second, but first for us. We won the game by 51 runs in an absolute cracking game. In my opinion, the player of the match was obviously Matty Short with his 84 and none for 13, bowling 2 overs. Up front, he was absolutely brilliant in that game. So yeah, it was really, really good to see Matt Short obviously should take out leading run scorer. So yeah, it was also very good to see that. Chris Lynn was pretty good in that game, and Adam Hose as well. Adam Hose had a great season for us, and with the ball, I feel like Henry Thornton really stepped up for us, taking 4 wickets, and Rashid Khan was also quite nice. And then, of course, that second game of the tournament, wow. All out for 15, we'll never forget it. Of course, Henry Thornton has to get player of the match with his 5 for 3. He was absolutely sensational, and Chris Lynn and Colin de Grandhomme had a nice partnership as well in that game. Wes Agar was also very strong with the ball. And then the rematch against the Sydney Thunder at our home deck looked like the Thunder were doing well early, and then had a bit of a collapse, and then we were able to easily get the win. Matt Short was great, Adam Hose and Chris Lynn as well. And with the ball, again, Henry Thornton stepped up, had a massive first half of the tournament, and yeah, Rashid Khan and Colin de Grandhomme also looked good in that game. Then we played the Brisbane Heat. We travelled up to the Gabba, and Sam Billings absolutely did us. It was really, really unfortunate. Maxi Bryant was also quite good, but yeah, we just lost 4 of our best batsmen very, very early, and Thomas Kelly and de Grandhomme were there for overs and overs, just trying to pick it back, and then one of them went out, and then Nielsen had to do a bit of work, and then Rashid Khan didn't last long. Wes Agar did a lot of work, but yeah, in the end, it was just too much to do. But with the ball, another great performance from Henry Thornton, and Wes Agar as well was really good in this game, I thought. And then against the Perth Scorchers, obviously travelling to Perth isn't easy, and yeah, it was a challenging game for us, and we played quite well, but we still lost. Chris Lynn was great. De Grandhomme was decent in that one, with the bat and with the ball as well. And Matt Short was also very good early on. Rashid Khan, Henry Thornton kept up his good, impressive start to the season. Manenti was also quite good, and Petey Siddle, of course, but not quite getting the win against the Scorchers. Then against the Melbourne Stars, absolute horrid game on New Year's Eve. The Stars were able to really, really peg us, and we struggled to get it. Henry Hunt looked alright, Adam Hose looked alright, and in the end we were just a few runs short of that game, which was really, really unfortunate, because I thought we were in it for a while. We didn't bowl too well at the start of that game, but then we fought back. Wes Agar was really, really good, and yeah, just a little bit unfortunate, I guess, for that game. Then we played a pretty good batting innings against the Hobart Hurricanes, but absolutely dominated us with the bat. And this is really where we started to bowl really, really badly. Caleb Jewell, McDermott were amazing. Wade missed out, but Short and David then finished the job off. with heaps of overs to spare in the end for the Hurricanes. It was a smashing. Matt Short and Chris Lynn really just carried us with the bat, and same did Colin de Grandhomme, but otherwise nothing really big in that game. And then the rematch against the Hobart Hurricanes, probably my favourite game. Either this one or the All Out for 15, where Matt Short hit that massive century of 59 balls, I think it was actually, sorry. And managed to beat the Hobart Hurricanes in the end, chasing the biggest ever Big Bash score, and we managed to win. McDermott and Jewell dominated us early, and then Zach Crawley took over, and Tim David as well. Gave him a few extras, and yeah, Asif Ali and Fahim, and they didn't even need a bat, and you know, that being the Hurricanes finishing job, you know, you'd think they'd be alright, and in that game no one bowled well. But with the bat, it was absolutely superb to see Matt Short dominate. Chris Lynn and Adam Hose were also quite good, and we used our home deck to advantage. Paddy Dooley was all over us early though, so we were lucky to get that win. And then against the Melbourne Renegades, getting another big total, getting some form back on the board, with a nice batting performance from Matt Short, Ryan Gibson, Chris Lynn, Adam Hose and Colin de Grandhomme. So our top five all batted very, very well in that game. So yeah, one of our best batting performances of the season. Everyone got a good crack. The top five. And then in the end, it was just too much to change. Guptill, Harris, and Finch started the breakthroughs early for us, and then Harper did very well with Jono Wells, but then got them out. Critchley looked alright as well. He played pretty good knocks against us this season. Sutherland also looked damaging, and yeah, in that game I feel like Matt Short bowled well, and Wes Agar as well, and even Ben Menenti looked alright, and then he got absolutely tonked at the end, and then he had a shocking game. And then we travelled to the MCG playing the Melbourne Stars. Everyone was expecting us to win that game, and we were absolutely horrid. No one was really good with the bat except Harry Nielsen, and with the ball we just couldn't defend it. No one really bowled that well. Henry Thornton was alright in that game, but we just did not play him enough in the second half of the season. And then the Brisbane game. This is I think it was the first game for Cammy Boyce. Cammy Boyce, I thought he came in and was quite good in the second half of the tournament, actually. So, yeah, it was a pretty big game for him. And, he got 2 for 29 against the Heat. Conway looked good, same as Siddle and Agar. Really good bowling performance. And then really, really bad batting performance, where Matt Short was definitely the key for us, but missed out and couldn't get us the win in the end. And then we played that horror match against the Sydney Sixers about a week ago now, where we batted decently, but it was just a massive total, and our bowlers just weren't good. Cammy Boyce being our best in that game, in my opinion. But yeah, still pretty poor performance. Then against the Perth Scorchers, worst performance of the season. They absolutely smashed us. No one was really good in this game. Adam Hose was the only one who did something with the bat, and Cammy Boyce looked good with the ball. And then the final game of the tournament, obviously being quite tough. We lost the game. Carey was alright, and he looked good. And Nielsen, Travis Head did something, but yeah, bowlers just couldn't quite steady the ship in the end. And Matt Short, Agar, Siddle, they're all good, but just couldn't win in the end. And yeah, that's the tournament. Chris Lynn was very good. Matt Short, out of top 5 players of the tournament, I think Rashid Khan comes 5th. I think he was pretty good. Henry Thornton definitely comes 4th, but we just didn't play him enough. I'm going to give 3 to Adam Hose. He tried his arse off all season, especially when we were in trouble. 2nd, Chris Lynn, and of course number 1 has to go with Matt Short. So I hope you enjoyed the season review. So yeah, Tipping Comp, go check it out, and I'll be reviewing the grand final that will be happening soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the season review.